In Louisville, check us out at couplecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G1965999.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather.
Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy today with an afternoon high near 71. Tonight, a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy, a low near 48. And tomorrow, a chance of showers throughout the day. Otherwise, partly sunny with a high near 64. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clark for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in at Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got DeMornay Pierson-El, former Husker himself, streaming in. You guys can join in. Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Also put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, XL channel 961. Royals won earlier in the day, but they will not be taking over at any point tonight. So, like I said, the text line will be open to you guys. And the first thing on the agenda, the announcement came today. I think we didn't talk a whole lot about it, as it's one of those things where I hate speculating about where this guy might end up landing, but Will Fung did put out the on-3 notification, the quote-unquote bomb the other day, about Trey Taylor, class of 2027, 4-star quarterback by most sites. I think just about every, I haven't seen one. I know 247 had him a little bit lower. He was still a 4-star, but they bumped his numbers today. But he commits to Nebraska in a dramatic video, I might say, puts on the Illinois hat, says I'm staying in Illinois just to take it off and throw it across the room. Surprised at all that Trey Taylor, class of 2027, 4-star out of Carmel Catholic, lands at Nebraska. He makes his commitment.
Yeah, I'm surprised. If I'm not mistaken, when is Dylan? What class is Dylan's little brother?
Is it 2 years? That's a good question, actually. I should find that out right now while you're talking. I
want
to for you. What's your
he's
point?
Not a 27.
I don't. He must. If he is 2027, the Trey Taylor thing is a little bit more surprising, but maybe he's.
Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Dylan's little brother commit?
Yes, he did commit to Nebraska. Dayton Rayola. Let's see what 247, what class he is. 2026 class.
So I mean, it's good. You know, competition breeds, you know, strength. I mean, iron on iron. So I mean, he like it. I love it. But I mean, it like I said, it was a bit of a head scratcher to me. But you know, to each his own.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, you get another good guy. He's sophomore. Obviously, he's class 27 and be entering his junior year next year. But just another really good young quarterback addition to just add some belief there. Because Dylan Rayola, you feel good there. Gramstad, this is it for him. This is his year. And then I think everything behind that, we're just not entirely sure of it all, what the quarterback room looks like. So to add another big-time prospect, not only that, but when you feels like when you land those big-time quarterbacks in place, it's a lot easier to go ahead and stack those wide receivers, especially the skill players along with it. When you got a good quarterback in place, it's like, okay, I can go out there and play with him as well. And as Sean points out, we also got TJ Lateef in the room as well. So, I mean, this is quarterback room is a little bit stronger and stronger. That's good to point out with Gramstad and obviously TJ Lateef as well.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, that's why I said it was a head scratcher, because I'm like, all right, you know, I don't want to sound bad or you know, not happy, but it's just it's early, you know. We'll see how things shake out. I'll just say that.
Yeah, especially because like Illinois, we keep talking about them, but like they might be on track to have some real good football coming up here.
They might throw it back. They might throw a bag at him. In-state kid, you know, face of the program. You know, I mean, it's still early. We've seen people flip. You know, how many times did Raiola flip? 3-4 times before he came here.
Yeah, it was because
it was Ohio State, then decommitted from there.
Yeah, then Georgia.
It was Georgia, and I felt like he decommitted it from there for a little bit, or it was speculation before it actually came out. It was like, no, that's not what's going on. Then he came here last second. So like, until they sign, like, yeah, woo. Okay, we'll see when it really matters.
Also, I'm at the point now. It's like until they make impact on the field, I'm just never entirely sure how bought in they are, and we're in an era now where it's like I can't even blame them sometimes because
I mean you leasing kids now. That's just what it is. So you know you better keep the lease happy, or you know they're gone.
Exactly, and it's just that part right there. Like who knows what it looks like in again, like if he's an Illinois kid and if Illinois is playing great football and they just need a quarterback. Wins equal more NIL money likely within that university's pockets to throw out there. So we'll see what happens. But like, obviously I have no idea right now. He's thinking Nebraska. Otherwise, no way in hell you commit to him. So that's a great thing. The goal is just keep him thinking Nebraska, but awesome addition for Nebraska 2027 class. They go ahead, bring him in there. Other news though, since we're on it, we'll just stick to athletics. Kentucky, the University of Kentucky is now a limited liability corporation, trying to get ahead with the flexibility of payments with the house settlement coming down. And how you work with this, you got a house settlement now, but now you're a limited liability corporation, so you can once again have extra money in your pockets to throw.
That is whoever thought of that. That is a savvy move. I know that. I mean, it's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
It's a tax write-off. Now, you won't be able to do nothing for 2 years, or you won't be able to really see anything for the first 2 years. But I mean, if you can swing it, my goodness.
I mean, that's just it. That's
a savvy move.
Like, I'm no lawyer, but essentially what they did is we'll just walk right around the settlement and we'll just be an LLC. It won't work for every university. I'm not a lawyer. Someone could always break it down. I'm sure much better details. But from the extent that I'm getting down, there is going to be some more risks to it. But at the end of the day, if we're able to do it in a university like Kentucky, it's going to give you the extra capital that lets you work around the house settlement when that thing does come through. So it's very interesting. It just gives them more access to different revenue streams.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting move. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if we see a few more schools look over to what we just said. Like, that's a savvy move. We might think about doing
wait a minute now. Yeah.
Like, if you got the money and you know you can make extra sources of revenue there, that might be the route to go. So Kentucky, first one to do it, at least that I've seen at that Power 5, Power 4 level now today. But I mean, it just gets to this point where that house settlement needs to get done sooner than later, because it's just been a lot.
I thought she said they had 2 weeks to reconvene and kind of figure something out. So that should be coming up soon.
Really, really, really soon. Let's see. I mean, this one, from just a couple of days to go. This is Yahoo Sports. This is Ross Dellinger who's reporting on it. And right now he's saying house settlement hanging in balance. So I don't know where we're at with this. You get these conflicting reports saying it's about to happen, and now we're back to, with 105 roster limit, there's some more issues to it. Now it might be hanging in the balance again until we get this ironed out.
I think them having 105 hurts everybody. Like, I mean, speaking from experience, I mean, I've gotten hurt in week 0. So, I mean, if you're down to 105, and I'm not saying that's just what those other guys are, but I mean, you might limit to what your team can do in camp. You don't want to hit late, but you also need to hit. That way the first game doesn't look sloppy. So that right there, and you're working with less numbers, and everybody else body is stressed. These are young kids that are growing. You know what I mean? So from that from that standpoint, like, I understand it's the money, but understanding kids are going to grow, kids' body is going to change. It's a violent sport, and now instead of having certain numbers and everything like that, it's been pushed to even lesser. So that's more contact for everybody. So, I mean, we'll see how healthy teams go into the season, or we'll see how sloppy teams go into the season, because there's only so much you can do. You can't run them into the ground with just hitting each other, but that's a necessity to make sure, the thud and all of that is seized up. So it's I think they're starting to realize having the 105 isn't as beneficial as they thought they were. They were only looking at it from one standpoint, and that's just the money. And, money isn't everything, apparently. Well, it might be, actually. So,
yeah, well, sometimes, maybe it doesn't make you a great person, but lets you get your way a lot of the times. The 105 thing was, we always kind of saw that, and we're definitely not alone. A lot of people saw this as like worst case scenario, like grandfather people in, especially like you're making those promises. And this is why we're kind of hitting the stall point. The California judge, Claudia Wilkins, she's the one over the case for the house settlement. And her concerns she raised concerns about the roster limits, not solely related to football, that has caused potential, not yet adopted idea of potentially grandfathering in roster limits. So now we already have all these universities, though, that have making all these plans to start cutting all these guys. And now we're like, well, maybe we can actually grandfather these in here. So we get back to this whole point of they need to just speed this up already, because we have these universities with millions of dollars just throwing it around or cutting it in half, trying to figure out what's best for them. And we still aren't really at a clear point in this settlement.
So she cannot just say, this is how it's going to be, or make this fit. It has to be a decision between two parties that have to be agreed upon. She can't just put something in and that's the law, or that's the way.
Like I said, I wish I was a lawyer, but I mean, they're stuck on 105 or not 105. They can still switch this up, apparently. I thought the 105 was pretty set in stone, as did apparently all these other universities, as we've seen. with the roster limit cuts, and like we've seen the purging of all these walk-on programs, like all these schools have made the steps already to get ready for it, and now we're at a point where it's like, well, we actually might have just grandfathered them in anyways.
It's like, my thing is like, all right, well, why don't you just take 3 years and like, hey, each year take the numbers down. That way it's slowly gradual, and that's what it is. I mean, if that's what you're going to do with paying out money and whatnot. So whoever thought of that clearly didn't think, they didn't think logically. Their mind was somewhere else with other things. But like I said, that them cutting into 105 does not make sense. It only makes sense for, okay, well, that's more money that you can allocate to NIL.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know if they just like really wanted to get like a finite number to like so they can get somewhat of a spreadsheet of what like these universities look like on average with 105, how this stuff's all going to shake out. But it's gotten to a point where, once again, they're off their skis and their heads spinning again. Like, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe this is the right thing. Should we grandfather them in? Into the thing we said, which would have been the easiest solution, is you grandfather everybody who's in, or you go with the vice versa. And you just every year cut 10, and you just keep doing that.
Even so, if you're in college now, if you're a freshman in college right now, and the people that come in the spring semester, it does not count for. So if you're a freshman right now, meaning coming this fall, starting school, from that is the last year of full rosters. So in each year, for the next class to come in, less people, and have a 3-year plan by, let's just say, 25, by 2029, by 2028. 2028 is 3 years. By that year, it has to be 105, and everybody should be on the last year of going out of being in school for all 4 years, or that number. That way, it's like, okay, these people don't count against the university. And moving forward, like that's like what it's going to be. It's the same thing with COVID. So I don't understand how people didn't necessarily fall for that or go for that. That seems the best. That way you just not, one, killing kids' dreams. I understand, you got to make cash stretch, but it's not like people or these universities are short on money. They have money. They just don't want to dish it out. That's what it is.
It's just piss poor planning. Is what it comes down to. It's, once again, you drop NIL over the entire landscape of it because the NCAA drags their feet.
I think the kids should everybody should call a vote. The kids should sit out until this gets situated and involved. That'll make headlines. You got certain universities, like Ohio State, Bama, or other universities. They come to agreement. Hey, look, we're not playing until this gets situated. Because like I said, I don't think that's right. That kids, you went a year ago, you went into kids' houses and promised them education and a certain duty. In less than a year, you've kicked certain kids to the curb, and you're not even really giving them a chance. That's not fair at all. So if like I said, I don't know if Deion need to do it because he got a lot of power to move things or set things off. Him, Kirby, the coach, Ohio State, get behind it. That's what needs to. Now you can practice and everything. Like, go on strike.
Oh, so now you want Ryan Day's help over at Ohio State?
I mean, he's got to be good for something.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you definitely need all the biggest coaches out there to make a point.
Penn State, the kids need to be looked after. Like money aside, regardless, like it gets down to, like I said, you're crushing kids' dream, and that's not right at all. Some of these kids might be, first generation kids going to school. This might be the only way that they've, had a necessarily better life. I don't know how many work done situations there are out there, but I mean, that's not uncommon. And I mean, for the people who are unfamiliar with the work done situation, his mom got killed, was a police officer. He was raising his kids while attending school at Florida State. So, I mean, you got some of these kids that these families do depend on these athletes and whatnot. So, like I said, for them to get situated and done, I think the people of power need to know and understand these kids will sit out, and it's going to take somebody strong to do it and understand, it's better for the greater good to make sure this happens. And like I said, by 2028, that's not bad. Before you know it, it'll be here. That's just 3 years.
Yeah, and like you said, like it seems like you just got to put it in place. There's just got to be like something in there that okay, everybody understands what the playing field is now, and that's a huge reason why Matt Rule, he talks about why he has Pat Stewart, because he is there just keeping an eye on that needle because it's moving every day on where the hell this thing's going to land up. And if you're the head coach and you don't have somebody on that job, you're going to be losing sleep over it, trying to figure out like
losing hair, losing weight.
Like, do I need to talk to this guy about, if I have to cut him, or wait, maybe he's grandfathered in? Because if I tell him that and then we don't cut him because we can grandfather him in, well, it's just kind of an awkward conversation to ever have. And put that so it just leaves way too many uncertainties out there. And the adults, it comes down to the adults. Like, we can be upset about how the kids and everybody's going out about NIL, but the way it was set up singly comes down to the adults and the way they're spending money. And we'll just, unfortunately, it'll be kind of a negative first segment here because we'll keep going down this road of universities just treating their students, athletes horrible. And this one, a Grand Canyon University story. And I know it's a niche sport, but again, it just kind of goes back to like the adults in the room gotta like start figuring this stuff out and understand that you are ruining some of these kids' dreams out here. This one, Grand Canyon University men's volleyball team. And again, I know it's a niche sport, but I don't care what sport it is. You told these kids, you got them scholarships, you recruited them. They plan on getting an education and playing sports at your university because you've made that promise. They cut the men's volleyball team suddenly. They found out on an Instagram post too. It was barely even a meeting. Quick decision leaves the players, parents, and recruits scrambling to figure out what to do next. GCU will transition the program, which is one of the top-ranked men's programs in men's volleyball too, by the way, in the nation, to a club sport to try to continue honoring their scholarships. So now it's just club.
My thing is the other thing I think to kind of patch things up is I think these universities need to pay for school for the next 2 years, regardless. Now, if the kids go to another school and everything like that, that's fine and dandy. But you should at least honor at least 2 years. Regardless, okay, you're not on scholarship, but if that's what universities are here to do and looking after the kids, you can't just kick a kid to the side and everything like that. I feel like they have to at least pay for 2 years of school if they can't find anything. Now they have to actively continue to look. You can't just, all this and this and that. But 2 years, because what happens to those kids that might not find, other situations or whatnot or whatever. So I think that would be fair. But again, like I said, that's more money coming out of their pocket, and they're not going to do that, which is still wrong.
Oh, it's horrible. And and as I mentioned before, the players on the roster, like they're going to have some opportunities to get, drop their athletic career and just say, I'll do club volleyball and take the scholarship, or scramble and try to find another team. And, everyone's pretty set up. And then you got the high school kids who they are the ones who found out the Instagram post, and it was 24 hours after signing day. So you had all these kids sign because again, it's whatever you think, not your sport, whatever. They're the best at that in men's volleyball, or at least one of the most consistent best men's volleyball programs out there for volleyball. And you have national signing day, and then 24 hours you have the nerve to cut the program after all those guys just signed their letter of intent.
You knew that was happening.
Exactly. That's the part I don't understand. That doesn't happen in 24 hours. You go out there and cut you knew this was coming down the railway, and whether you didn't have the heart, you didn't have the courage, or just being a shady, you didn't let anybody know, and you let the people who signed or whatever through an Instagram post, and you just kind of dropped it on your team and said, good luck. I know our roster is probably pretty much filled at this point, but you could play club volleyball here. We'll do that for you. Like, it's another one of those things. And we've talked about it before. How many of these universities have had to risk getting rid of their entire athletic department because they just can't afford it? They're either getting poached of their best players, and as a result, it's hard to draw entertainment when their star players are gone in year one or even that next semester. And it's just gotten to a point where we'll wrap up on this so we can get out of the negative first segment here. Like, adults just got to start being adults. That's all anybody's asking for. Good morning, Pierson-El. You can give me your 2 cents, and we'll throw out the break here.
It's sad and frustrating. I mean, it needs to be figured out in a better way, and you need to honor certain things. Do what's right. Like, you know what I mean? Do right by the kids. Like, you're messing up kids' futures. Like that. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day, and this is supposed to be a happy time. So make it right, regardless of whatever you got to pay, whatever's got to be cashed out. There's other ways to generate revenue. If you got to spike prices more or whatever it is, hold fundraisers, whatever, or ask donors, get this done. Do right by the kids.
Well said. Couldn't say it any better myself. On the other side, we'll talk about the Lakers. They're out 2 years in a row in the first round. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arts.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
The Kentucky Derby is this Saturday, and the best place to watch it in Lincoln is at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane. Watch the race on any of their 30 TVs while enjoying a mint julep or one of their high-end bourbons. Try their delicious wings or handheld sandwiches like the Turkey Melt, Liquid Gold Hamburger, or the brand new Chocolate Chip Cookie Skillet for dessert. There's one place to watch the Kentucky Derby in Lincoln. That's Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in to segment number 2, and we're going to do it. We're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers because 2 years in a row, 2 first-round exits in a row. They didn't. Timberwolves, they get the win, and it really wasn't even Anthony Edwards. It was the guy that I maybe am just too harsh on, Rudy Gobert. 24 rebounds, the dominant performance by him.
He went off.
He did. I was happy. At the same time, who's the center for the Los Angeles Lakers? Some people say Jackson Hayes. Nobody can really guess who the other one is. It's Dorian Finney-Smith if you want to throw it out there. But center play for the Lakers was obviously a weak spot. But that's exactly where I was happy for Rudy Gobert to shine. I've complained about this forever. When he has the mismatch, he doesn't take advantage. He took advantage of it, and that's what it looks like. Timberwolves win it, but just first, the Rudy Gobert game. I can say it confidently. That was it. We witnessed it.
He needs to play like that more consistently. Like, even if it's half that, like, he should easily average 15. Easily. And he's inconsistent. And it's not like he did that effortlessly, he had no effort to do that. I mean, he was standing on the baseline, they would drive, they would throw it up. Mm-hmm. Somebody missed a shot, he'd come in, he'd dunk it. He'd get a rebound, go back up. And I'm like, that's not hard for you to do. You use so much more energy on defense, and it's like, why? And I'm not saying you got to average 20. Like, why is not 20? Why is 15 not your average? Like, you are 7-18. Why are you not at least averaging 12 points? Like, you are the second tallest player in the NBA right now. You're a skyscraper. Like, it should be that easy for you to get a bucket. Like, you probably don't even have to jump to shoot a jump shot. Like, and
just straight.
You put the arc on it for fun. It's crazy. And like I said, the game was simple. They were sending to every whoever had the ball up front, they would always see where it would go and find an open spot. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. If he plays more consistently like that and averages, like I said, 15 points, Minnesota is going to be a nightmare for anybody.
They were already a little bit of a nightmare, I think, for most teams. Like, the Nuggets were super hot last year. Like, I wasn't just high on them like a lot of NBA betting odds. Really like the Nuggets. And the Timberwolves, they shut that down. Timberwolves are a good team. They're on up and coming. But you're right. Like, if Rudy Gobert would just do this consistently, we talked about him in such a different way. And again, we're not saying, what was this final stat line? It was fantastic. He was 12 for 15. He only missed 3 shots. So that puts him at an 80% field goal percentage. 3 for 6 free throw line. You can't complain all the time when your big's got iffy free throws. There's a lot to do. But 24 rebounds, 27 points. A beautiful double-double. And I'm not asking for 24 rebounds, but I'm asking for 10. And I'm not asking for 27 points, but I'm asking for 15.
How many blocks did he have? He almost probably had a triple-double.
Let's see. Rudy Gobert blocks. He had 2 blocks.
Really?
I thought he had more than that.
I felt like it was more than that.
Sometimes I don't know how they necessarily grade those. If someone got a finger on it,
I'm like, if you tip it and it affects the shot, is that not a block? Or like, completely like hand smack against it.
I can't tell you why. I thought it was more than that too. Maybe I just think he was having such a game. I was making up plays.
I know for sure. I felt like he was coming in, taking it off the backboard more than 2 times.
Yeah. Either way, just a phenomenal game. I can't believe it. I'm smiling, cheek to cheek, because Rudy Gobert finally had the game that I've been begging for.
Was that performance better than Cat's performances? Like with him?
I think so. Yeah.
Like, would you rather have Cat's performances or like Rudy's performances? That like more consistent.
I want a Rudy Gobert performance, right? Because when Cat's busy, Cat's hitting it from the 3-point line, which is fantastic. But he isn't.
You're a big man. Get your butt in the paint.
Exactly. I want a enforcer, and that was what Rudy Gobert was. Now I understand the competition that's the best matchup he's going to get for no matter what at this point in the playoffs. He's never going to get a center matchup like that again. Where Jackson Hayes, he didn't even play an entire second half,
which is crazy.
Because JJ Redick was just. He's done with it. He was trying to figure something out, and I can't even entirely blame him because even if you keep Jackson Hayes, I don't think they win either way. It might look better. I'm not going to grill him for it though. But that's exactly what you're looking for in Rudy Gobert. Like again, all his shots were like in the paint, just simple shots, taking advantage of the mismatch, and you just take 15 on high efficiency. And then the rebounds is just a beautiful cherry on top. And again, you're not going to see those rebounds again.
I mean, they got out rebound. Like I feel like every other time up and down the court, Minnesota was getting three rebounds each time they were on their side of the court. It's like, how do you get 2 extra offensive possessions? And it's just like that. The Lakers were ready to go home. They were ready. They were over it. They were beat mentally. They were beat physically. They were drained. They looked tired. LeBron, for 2 quarters, might have looked like LeBron. He still was missing shots that I'm like, come on.
Did it look like he was coasting at times?
Yes.
Like, he
was over the season. He was over it.
He kind of feels that way. Like he's kind of laughing and smiling in these playoff games. And, I'm not saying this is why we all need to not like LeBron James, but again, to me, it's a little bit indicative of how he thought the series was going to go and how
he was okay with it. We've seen him be more of a superhero with those earlier teams in Cleveland. Trash, terrible with far less. Even when he came back to Cleveland, like that championship team, like outside of Kyrie, I mean Kevin Love, Hall of Famer, I'm not going to disrespect him. Tristan Thompson, he's a champion. I mean, outside of, maybe you're starting 5. Who did you really have?
I'm blanking on his name. Who was the big? He looked like one of the Lopez brothers on the Cavs back in the day.
Couldn't tell you, but
exactly. There's the point right there for you.
Again, so you took teams further, and like I said, I'm not expecting a 35-year-old version of LeBron. He's clearly not blowing past anybody. He's not putting his shoulder down. That's just not. Now, will those type of games come out? Yes, absolutely. But that ain't his game no more.
That's the part I noticed. The unwillingness to put his shoulder down and do what he does best. He takes a lot of threes. Like heat check threes, walking up into threes, which is fine if you're hitting those.
If you're hitting them.
He just hasn't really been, and especially
like,
down the stretch.
If you're not hitting threes, like, okay, then back somebody down, get to your fadeaway.
That's the part I don't understand.
Laterally, you still could do what you need to do. Pull up, like get something consistent, because you missing all these threes. They out in transition. Get a quick 2 energy or a transition 3. Now you brought it back in. You had it even. Next thing you know, they up 10 points, and you back to bleeding again. It's like. You were part of the issue. You weren't solving the problem.
And this is what I'll say, like why Kobe Bryant is always going to be that. And this is before any tragedy. Like if you could erase that from history, he'd still always be the Laker hero. And people can love LeBron James over at the Lakers, but it was always going to be Kobe Bryant was the official Laker. LeBron, he's been there for a few years, but they, just the one Mickey Mouse title. But when you go to the end of games, especially Kobe Bryant, like later in his career, there was no doubt when he left the game that he didn't give everything he had because he was covered head to toe in ice, especially that last year. I mean, he's out there not because he wants to, or he didn't necessarily want to. He just wanted to do it for the fans. And even years before that, like at that age, he talked about how bad his body hurts, but the fans wanted to see him play, and he'd go out there and he'd bust his butt that entire game to the point where he dropped 60 points in his last game. And that's kind of the stuff that I think if you are a LeBron denier or someone who is maybe not super fond of how he's looked in these playoffs, especially if you compare it to what Kobe Bryant, like the effort he would put in that, and that's the part I think that's unsettling. Because even for LeBron, if he doesn't have the strength and muscle they didn't, he still has much more than the average NBA player. Like, I'm not buying that he doesn't have it all, but even like his footwork and his polish at this point in this game should be somewhat similar to like what Kobe had. Kobe wasn't killing people with his athleticism towards the end of his career. He was killing them with the fundamentals. And that's the part with LeBron James where I'm like, when he takes just those walk-up threes, I hate it. Because I'm like, I know you got so many, more tools up your sleeves, but you're taking the easy one in a quick three-point shot attempt when you're an okay three-point shooter. So that it's leaving a weird part of LeBron's legacy down the stretch here. How much do these last 2 years in particular affect LeBron's legacy? We talked about it on We Talk Fast.
I wouldn't say so much last year because I felt last year he was more dominant. He was more vintage LeBron, putting his shoulder down and attacking. He literally just didn't have any help. This year, like, it actually made me mad. Like, I'm like, okay, Superman's cape, it's not really a cape anymore. It comes in flashes. It's like the Ghost Rider. In the comic books, he has only so many times to where he can flash, to where he can change and everything like that. It's like that. He only has a few more times to where, the Ghost Rider can come out. Like that. That's what I'm starting to think things are.
I like that analogy. Only a few more times you can get the Ghost Rider. That might be where we're at. Because these years, fair or not, they are going to hurt him.
Yeah,
like just 100% they will.
And if you more consistent, like I said, with even if you get to where a Kawhi Leonard type game, jump shots, you killing people with jump shots. Like nobody, like they might be mad, but it's like at least you still consistent, at least you still scoring. Like you not Curry, you not D-Book, you not Kevin Durant, you like, so like I said, every now and then if you hit, okay, fine and dandy, but if not, okay, get to your spots, get to shots that you like, and abuse people in that. You know what I'm saying? Like you heat checking, you have pause and everything like that. Like I said, if it's working and it's on, fine and dandy, cool. But if not, twos make the game easier too.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you got the size that he does, and like you've seen it, he is so good with just that quick shoulder turn to the rack. It gets people to bite on it over and over and over and over. And you just rarely saw that, and it was just surprising me.
He still has short area quickness, but I do not believe he's taking advantage of that game fully. Like it's lagging, it's missing. Now he might be tired, things might be hurt or whatnot, but he can definitely benefit and abuse people with his short area quickness. Him taking easy twos, easy jump shots. You can have yourself a 20, 25 plus game a night. Just if you moving around, getting a good sweat in, calling your shots every now and then, shot fake, get to the bucket, going to the free throw, like, and then you can mix in some threes there. But you're not a sharp shooter from 3-point, like, and that's the part that's pissing me off with his game, because it's just like it's open shots that are good look and you're not knocking them down consistently.
It's that part, like, again, this is not me saying I'm better than LeBron, but it's like,
me
LeBron,
neither. I'm not saying
why
that.
do you think you are so open on these threes? Why do you think they're so preferable to you walking up into a 3-point shot and they're not coming out to close out? They would love for you to take that shot every time. That's why they're there for you on a platter. When he keeps taking them. And again, we witnessed the Rudy Gobert game. That's a game you need to go at Gobert early, especially knowing what your center position looks like. You need to figure out a way to somehow nullify him with foul trouble, because otherwise he's going to be a problem throughout the entire thing. That was by far his best game, but you could see it even earlier in the series that Gobert has a huge advantage in there. And if they could just get him out, all of a sudden that Lakers offense gets a little bit more life, but they just did not have enough. We'll get from the text line here. You can imagine which way they lean on the LeBron James Unknown texter 1083. The game in series with Lakers was proof that LeBron is nowhere near Michael Jordan caliber. The way he flops and acts like he's getting hurt, just a big baby. It makes me not even a fan to watch basketball. Unknown text 1000. Live and die by the 3. Ask the Huskers. And shout out Drumstick. Gets my guy with the most brief description I get. Just the fro hair that looked like one of the Lopez brothers. Anderson Varejao of the Cavaliers. LeBron James back.
Yeah. But Varejao was there around his first time in Cleveland, not the second time.
Yeah, it was the first time. I had it mixed up, but either way, I remember Varejao being like a good player. One of the good.
I thought Gertot was there in Cleveland. No, was it Gertot? I'm thinking of
the NBA.
Zagowski was there for the first time as well.
I can only remember Gortat in the Wizards uniform. Like, for whatever reason, he's stuck with me in that era with John Wall, and I have a hard time remembering everywhere else he's been. But we are up to the clock already. We'll talk about Luka next, because his hands are dirty as well. I'll be honest, it's not all LeBron James. Their superstar that they brought in wasn't great himself. So we'll talk about that. Don't go anywhere. Third segment of the Don't Punt Hour coming up.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy today with an afternoon high near 71. Tonight, a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy, low near 48. And tomorrow, a chance of showers throughout the day. Otherwise, partly sunny with a high near 64. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clark from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Early break wrap.
What do you have?
Oh, yeah.
Someone orders a wrap. I want to go come across the table.
No wrap.
What do you guys have? What's your best wrap?
No.
What's your
so
was that buffalo chicken? That's incredible. Yeah. When you say I want to get, I'm going to South Florida. They have great wraps. I want to throw a punch.
Here's one too that I encountered
with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. And for all the Lincoln Stars hockey fans, a little bit of bad news, but it's not terrible news as there's still plenty of time left. But the Lincoln Stars, they need this one. If they lose tonight, the Lincoln Stars officially are out of the USHL playoffs. They would drop out in the Western Conference Final Series, which they're playing right now versus the Waterloo Blackhawks. Stars are down 1-0 with 13 minutes left to go in the second period. They can tie it up 1-1 here. You feel fantastic. You're tied up. You got 20 minutes more play in the third period to try to get on top of them. But like I said, they lose tonight, it's over. If they win tonight, that ties them for the series. That puts them at 2 apiece. The Stars would have an opportunity to come back to the Icebox this Saturday, and let's hope they do, to get past the Western Conference Finals, move on, and win the Clark Cup as well. Almost said Stanley Cup. Slightly different trophies. One's in another planet altogether. But they do have an opportunity to hopefully come back in this one. And also shout out Coach Rocky Russo, USHL Coach of the Year. Well-deserved. Stars have been on an absolute tear this year. Like I said, they got a lot of records. Just the win total altogether for the Stars in their franchise history was awesome to see. That's it on the Stars. We'll give you updates, especially when we get closer to the third period. All right, let's talk about Luka Doncic on the Lakers, though, where we left off. And where do you think the biggest problem in his game is right now?
I think the biggest problem in this game is just consistent effort. Like he's shown that he can play defense. He's shown that he can be in shape and everything like that. It's just effort. Now, if he wants to do it, he can do it. So I mean, he might need to get with Tim Grover, which is Kobe's trainer, this whole offseason, come back differently. Now, will he do that? I don't know. Will he be in California this whole offseason? Probably not.
Yeah, he's got to get in better shape.
It's an effort thing.
Yeah. His defense isn't good. It's not good at all. Like a lot of the times. And for a guard his size, he just needs to get in shape. Like that's all it is. We have entered kind of a weird era in the NBA. We got a lot of dudes out there that are in really good shape, and then we get some other guys out there where if you're Jokic, somehow it doesn't matter because you've just been playing with no vertical your entire life, and you've always found a way to navigate it with your play style. But Luka,
it's the angles.
It really is the angles. And defense, he does got a freakishly long wingspan. Like he's not the tallest center out there, but his wingspan is certainly in the extras by quite a few inches there. So he's got just enough defense, and he's gotten a lot better on defense, using his brain a lot more than his athleticism, just understanding where do I need to be? Even though I'm not a great athlete, I at least can get over here and be in the right spot. That's one thing. You could argue he could get better shape, and that's fair to say with Jokic. But when it comes to Luka, it's like not only are you out of shape, you're never in the right spot on defense. Like when someone asks you to switch, you're late. What feels like every single time. When your guy gets through a screen, you kind of just wait around looking for someone to pick him up for you.
Effort, I'm telling you, it's effort.
It is. It's conditioning, though, to me. Like But every time I see a guy who is playing like that, I think they're tired. And that Lakers team looked tired. And we got JJ Redick, his own words, also just kind of pointing to the Lakers being out of shape. I can't remember exactly what he said here. I'll pull up real quick. But the paraphrasing was essentially, they're just flat out of shape. And that's a real criticism of the Los Angeles Lakers, because you knew that with Luka, and that was some part of the art. Still, the Mavericks should have never done it. Don't get me wrong. But it is frustrating to see Luka, who felt like he was doing push-ups in one of the Lakers games when they're playing the Mavericks, just kind of like mock the idea that he's out of shape. You got to keep doing the push-ups though every day. That's you can't just do it for one day and say you're in shape now.
I mean, you play a game where you consistently run, you consistently change. How are you not in better shape?
Are you anybody who played in the NBA for a significant time that you're somewhat close enough to know the ins and outs?
Even the big man, they've always in shape now, and they might not be in as good a shape as everybody else, but Shaq still was running up and down the court. Kendrick Perkins was still running up and down the court. Serge Ibaka was still running up and down the court. Paul Gasol, Marc Gasol was still running up and down the court. Yao Ming. So it's like, it's not, like I said, it goes back to effort.
Yeah. Well, hell, you want to keep going with like guys back in the day. Like go look at Bill Laimbeer, Pistons back in the day. That guy was a train
Ben Wallace.
Yeah, Ben Wallace.
Embiid, I mean, still runs up and down the court and everything like that. I mean, he still, gives effort on the defensive side. He's just not a one-sided, type of person.
Yeah, the Lakers got a lot of problems on their hands, I think, in the near future. Some big-time decisions at the very least. And just the JJ, it was a little bit nicer than I thought it was. But the exact quote is, he said, the Lakers need to improve their conditioning next season. So,
he definitely will make sure of that.
Well, it is like, I know JJ Redick just left the NBA recently, but your head coach should never be in better shape than you. Flat out, like, that's insanity. Unless you got, in the NFL, Dan Campbell as your head coach. Like, that should be a rare thing to have somebody that's coaching you be in better physical shape than you are, the athlete going out there to play the damn game itself. So if you had to critique Luka for anything, he's getting a little bit of the flop in him too, which I hate, which every player does it now. So it's like, it's not even fair to pick a single out guys anymore.
Yeah.
Shea, who's probably going to be the MVP, does it all the time. But you know what? He gets rewarded for it, and it might get him an MVP. So why the hell wouldn't you? Luka does it. LeBron does it. Even Jokic does it a few times now, which is, breaks my heart. I thought thought the soundbar was going to stay with him forever and he'd never break character there. But you see it with everyone now. And that's a whole nother hour in itself. We don't have enough time for it. But good morning, Pierson-El. I'll ask you this and we'll get out of here. The Lakers next season, give me your projections, and you can put it in a big, broad picture if you want to, or you can narrow it down and just say first round playoff exit again.
I mean, I think they go to the second round. I think they get things figured out. They got a whole year to figure some stuff out. You got some piece players that are big men that, could be coming up in free agency or that you can trade to get in there to plug and play to help that. You have shooters that you can go out there and get to help plug and play. And go get you a stronger bench, with a few guys to keep up the energy of things and whatnot. JJ, turn things around within a year. So now him understanding and seeing things and whatnot, he's going to think of every and any little thing. Like, I think they will be fine. I think they will make playoffs next year. I think they'll get past the first round next year.
Yeah, and a lot of it's going to rely on their stars and certainly the pieces they bring in. But, you got rid of Anthony Davis for Luka, which if you can do that, I still say definitely do it. But as Drumstick points out here, Luka looking doughy AF. You can picture what AF means. And he did. He just does not look like the man's been in great shape, especially in these playoff runs.
I mean, they said he was sick. So these past couple games, I get that.
Sick doesn't give you a chin. Typically, when you're sick,
Jordan still had the flu game. So, I mean, hey,
Yeah, but Jordan had the flu game, but he played it without a double chin going on. Like, that's the part that's.
Hey, listen, you're not wrong. I'm saying Jordan had a flu game, and Luka, he's sick. My bad.
I get you. We just got to disagree sometimes for the sake of good sports radio. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate it. As always, we will talk again on Monday. Till then, what's brewing chance of Brewington coming up next.